Hey guys, Joe here. So here's my daily video update. It's weird doing it not in the car, to be honest with you. So anyway, today's Wednesday the 13th, and so we're about to head out for the day. Just some updates. So number one, I wanted to do this in the office just because I kept on talking about it a few different times. So I'm gonna flip this around and kind of see what I've been doing. So here's the office, nothing crazy. So we have like the cameras up here. We have to get a few more set up and then just dual screen monitor setup. And then, so we had this accent, well, kind of started with this. And so anyway, I was talking about, and you might be able to hear the echo in here, but we had this, or actually I guess a better example, this. So originally I had this, it's like that styrofoam stuff or foam, and it helps with the echo. And so before I had it, it was black and purple. And so actually it was every wall except for this one. So this one was just like a concrete wall. The reason for it, and I didn't do it, maybe you can see it there, but towards the top, it actually bows out. And the reason for it is there was a, there's like the cinder block wall, but then there's this thing that goes across. So originally I didn't do anything with it. But anyway, so I had changed this server. This, just because like when I'm doing the videos, it just looked a little bit nicer. And then, but it was driving me crazy that like tiles were falling off and things. So I ended up ripping everything down after redoing it multiple times. And then I ended up with this kind of background. So with this, it's actually, it's foam, it's really lightweight. Really thin. It was pretty cheap to do. And the only problem is that as soon as I finished, and actually I was kind of like debating if I was going to do this wall here, and I'm like, you know, let me just do the whole thing. Literally as I finished, I started talking, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like the echo was crazy. So like I said, originally I wasn't doing this, then I did it. This I had to redo, I don't even know how many times at this point. But like it was like cockeyed looking at first. I was using double-sided tape, it wasn't working. And so I kind of got upset and redid it again. So at this point, because there's still like an echo in here, I'm probably gonna end up doing, flip this around. So like the back of this door, I'm probably gonna end up doing this in probably that foam stuff, and then I'm looking for something at the ceiling for that. Something. The other thing I should have done is for this wall with the door and stuff, this leads out into the office. So I should have done something that actually stopped the sound from going through, as well as with the echo, just in case I'm having like private conversations, shit like that. So that was it for in there. And then what we're gonna be doing, let me flip this stuff around, is, so obviously in here it's very green, and then we're probably gonna end up doing a different paint colors and stuff like that. So we wanna redo that. There's some things like up there that, that purple stuff, we never did anything with. Up here, the slatted stuff, so we can get rid of that. There's purple behind here. So we're trying to get that stuff done as well. And so right now we have like full sections of fence. We're gonna end up taking this stuff down. I just see my son. You know, this is all coming down, and then this as well. So Cruz has been spending time, except for this week because it's been nuts, spending time and doing all the different toppers. So we're trying to figure out a way to like map everything so we have all the different styles of fence that we can see. And then if you look back here, we have like the three, oh, I forgot it's got me following. But you can see how we had like the different heights of the vinyl. So we're gonna end up condensing all this down to this wall behind me and doing something with that. Over here, in case you guys care, because I never did a walkthrough, this stuff's probably coming down. And then over here, so we had heat press set up, and then so we had the t-shirts. And so we have a few different styles. So the one, all of them have like this regular, oops, let me get down. They have like this H&A logo on the front in the smaller version. And then we also have it, this is backwards just because we didn't press it yet. So this goes on the back. And then if you guys never saw it yet, oops, let me get up here. So here's the Freddy's fence co. So we have that. And the cool thing is they're actually in glow in the dark, which is pretty cool. And then we had it in another style. And this is where this Pocket 3 that I always talk about is very cool for this kind of stuff, because now I can move around and you guys can still hear me. This is Freddy's. Let me try this one. This might be it. Oh, I guess we might have been out of that one. So we had a pumpkin design as well. What do I have on the back of me? That's Freddy. So anyway, we have that stuff. If you guys are interested, we can figure out a way to like ship them somehow, I guess. So we got that, and we'll probably do some other ones like Christmas related and stuff like that. And then in here, flip this around. So in here, this is where like the one sales rep was doing calls and stuff. He's $10.99, so we don't even need like an actual space for him. We're gonna end up converting this over for the office team, because what's happening is if there's a lot of talking and things like that, it's kind of hard to hear on the phone. So we got to do that. Over here we have the drink area. So basically, like we have like the Keurig cups. Oops, let me get this down. So we have the Keurig K-cups, and then we have full pots of coffee, and then like your normal sugar and all that kind of stuff. And then we have hot chocolate, and then I also got like marshmallows recently as well, because I figured the guys would end up liking that. Oh, and then you can see over here is, so on the TV, so we basically have the one over there for the inside security cameras, and then over there we have for the outside security cameras, and then over here is kind of like the logo in different backgrounds, and then it has like the core values, and then also there's pictures of like team photos and like that kind of stuff over there. And then this one over there is really for photos of work that contractors that buy from us did over there. So we did that. I talked about it the other day. I'll just do a quick run through. I don't know if I've really done this before. So this is the hardware area. It's not, obviously not all the hardware, but this is with the desk setup and everything. This is where they pack the hardware for the orders. And then we have to redo this. Crew's actually moved all this over here. We're gonna make this bigger. So we do like the lawn signs and stuff like that. This next thing, we have to just get rid of shelves, because then we just start putting crap on there. And then this is where we had all railing components and stuff. Now that's in the room back there. We'll be redoing this area as well. So that way we're basically getting prepped for the spring. And then I'm gonna just walk back here. Now it might, because I'm going from dark to light, I don't think you guys understand how dark it is where we just were, just because the camera does really well in low light situations. It'll start coming back to me in a second. And so anyway, I'll flip this around and you can see. So as you can see, we got a ton of material. So we just got a truck today. We have another truck coming on Friday as well. So today's Wednesday, so yeah, we have another truck coming. But this is where we like stage orders, so that way after they're packed and ready to go, we put them out here and then they get picked up. And then over here we got all post and whatnot, and then I think there's more. Yeah, that might be all post. And then we got some pickets and whatnot. This will all be moving this where it is now. You can kind of see the bump out there, right? So this double gate that's here, so this will be getting removed, and from this front fence we're gonna go straight across, basically to give us extra room over there, so then we have more space for the trucks and stuff like that. And it is cold. I'm trying to think what else. I think I showed with the lights and whatnot, but I'll go back here anyway. And on the side note, I screwed up, if you watched the video from last night, but I screwed up my knee playing pickleball. Kind of upset with that whole situation. Combination of just getting old, not wearing the right shoes, didn't stretch. And I think it was also because I was still slightly sick. I think I felt like I probably should have waited, like honestly. And then over here, let me flip this around again. So it's a little messy. Honestly, like it was super busy this week and I didn't even realize what was going on. So this is where they build like the pallets and stuff. This is all like extra wood and whatnot, so we're working on that. More wood's coming on Friday because we're like out at this point. For pallets, not for, we don't do wood fences at this point. So this wall, same thing. We got some damaged pickets. We're waiting for the company to come with the dumpster so we can deal with that. And then over here you can see, so I'm always bad with the colors. I feel like this might be khaki or it's almond, one or the other. So that's for an order. And then this is how everything's staged. We have like the tables for assembly. And then over here, again, you guys don't realize like the lights aren't even on in this area, but I can show these. These came out really nice. So you can see in here, let me go up. So we just installed all these lights. So we have them in like one row for each one. The only thing that we're gonna do is down this line here is we're gonna put a strip going down that way as well. So as far as the lighting and whatnot, we've had companies like Homeland come out and things like that, and they're like, you have way more lights than we have. And like, we just added a hell of a lot more because we were using the spotlights. And I sent an email out with the link to this. The nice part is, so you can see these things are 8 feet long. They put out like 15,000 lumens, something like that. So they're like 100 watts a piece. You can connect them. So there's 3 in a row here. So if you can kind of tell from that, so there's 3 in a row. And so anyway, get them on Amazon. They're like 15. When you get them on sale, they're like 14, 15 bucks a piece. It's like dirt cheap. You can't complain. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see this stuff over here. Yeah, goddamn this thing. There's no lights on that over here. It's pretty damn crazy. Oh, you know what I can do? So this is, so we have the 2 routers. So this is the one we started with. So this is the 2-bay 1 head. So this is where we use for like the post and whatnot. In case you're wondering, what allows us to do is basically we load the first post in here, clamp it, it starts routing this one. As this one's getting routed, we put the next one in here, and it basically goes from one to the next. So as long as the person's keeping up, like the machine just doesn't stop. And then this is the one that we added sometime this year. So this is a 2-bay 2-head. And so I honestly forget which company's with which, but we have one of each. So there's an SSD. Okay, so this is the SSD one, and then this is the CMM. Honestly, as far as if you are in the market for one, like if you're a supplier or whatever, customer service wise, the SSD was more upfront customer service, like someone came out and got everything set up. This one we were on like more or less our own, but by then we were fine. So if I was starting all over again and I didn't know anything about routers whatsoever, I would start with an SSD just because the upfront customer service is more needed, in my opinion. And then, so anyway, the other thing that we did, so you can see in here, so this room is closed off before, like the ceiling wasn't done or anything. But you can see in here, this is a compressor. So they basically added for the roof because we're kind of cutting down as much noise as we can. And so what I just ordered besides the lumber for the pallets and whatnot is we have the soundproofing material that's coming in. So it's basically these 4x8 sheets, and it works really well. And then over here, this is some of the aluminum. Now some of the orders, like I said, this is literally the end of the day. It wasn't like I cleaned up or had anything cleaned up or even knew what anything was gonna look like, to be honest with you. But like, they do a great job keeping everything clean and organized. This is all excess material that we're trying to get through of older, some of it's older vinyl that we, older styles that we're going through. So we wanna get rid of that. And then you just see a lot of, back there, you can see that's all aluminum gates and whatnot, plus all here as well. So overall, the other things we're working on today, so again, they really couldn't do much. I don't know what happened, and I'm not gonna complain, but we had, sales-wise, I looked yesterday and I was like, they're like, oh, it's really busy. And I'm like, really? So I end up looking, I'm like, the schedule was busy. And then I look and I'm like, holy shit, there was the sales volume for the first 2 days of the week was like what we would normally have like it was normally what we had for the week, right? In the first 2 days, it was pretty crazy. And then, so anyway, they were busy again today. I didn't realize because now we had another rep from one of the extruders come out. And so same thing at the end of the day, they're like, yeah, Joe, they've been like really busy. I'm like, really? So I looked at sales volume and I'm like, holy shit. Like, it's pretty damn crazy what we're hitting at this point. I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe I was wrong with the whole Trump situation. But literally that just happened last week. So I don't know. Who the hell knows at this point? So I'm not going to complain. And then so over here, because I never really did a full on tour. I don't even know if I really want to show this one because it is a mess. So this is like the junk area. So this is where we'll throw random stuff. This is like the cardboard and whatnot. So like when you guys get orders from us, what we do is, so with the pallets, so number one, we make all the pallets. We don't use like old fence sections and stuff like that. It's like the really nice pallets. They don't fall apart. And then, so the other thing that we do is before we put your panels down on the pallet, we end up using this cardboard material. So that goes down. And before we were using like this bigger sheets of more or less like paper, like some other guys do. But we found that over time, like there were sometimes there would be damage or, you know, something. So we switched over to that. It's definitely more expensive, but we just find, and I was kind of telling the rep this today, I don't, like obviously the business has to make money. Like I have to be able to pay my bills. You know, I have to be able to pay for my employees, like that kind of thing. But for the most part, I don't focus on, I think it must be my doctor. I don't focus on money. If I think something's going to create a better service, better experience, things like that, we just spend the more money. If it's going to cost me a few extra bucks per order, it is what it is at this point. I just don't care. Because the way I feel like is, I feel like if I provide value just over and over and over again for like months and years, then at that point it's just going to all come back to us. So that's what I just look at. So again, that's why I spend the time making these types of videos. This is more of a daily vlog, but it's why I spend time working with the contractors, helping them, you know, on booking more jobs and things like that. And one of the main conversations I have like every single day now is like, hey, did you post any videos? So if you watch any of my videos, I think you know that I'm very into content. If this is the first time you're watching a video from me, I personally feel that the old ways of doing business don't really work as well as they used to, based on like what I hear from everyone. And so, and what I just see now as well. Because I think, you know, I had the installation business before that we have since sold, and because I didn't want to compete with our customers, and I also just didn't want to, I didn't enjoy it, to be honest with you. I really like working with contractors, like building the long-term relationships and things like that, and I love what we do now, right? And so now that I'm able to talk to a lot of contractors, plus my past experience, I can see different things that are happening, right? And so everyone says the same thing. There's way less leads coming in. It seems like homeowners are only caring about the cheapest price, and it just seems like there's a million competitors, right? And so what we need to start doing is doing things that we haven't done before. And one of those is producing content like this. And it's very simple to do. A lot of people overthink it, and you can start with just your cell phone. Just answering videos, like answering questions. You know, what are the questions that you get all the time? Just answer them. You know, it's like, do I need a permit? How big of a gate do I need? You know, what do I need for around a pool? What's pool code? You know, if you're a fence company. If you're a tree company, you know, I talked about it in yesterday's video, but like, what are the questions you get with that kind of shit, right? And so other people are asking about the camera and things that I use, right? Because like, as I'm walking around, it's not jumping around. It's nice. The quality, like the image quality and everything else is great. And like I said, there's a little bit of lights in my background here, but if you look up there, there's no lights on, right? So it's not super light in here at all. But like, especially if I go back here, there's no lights right here. And you can still see me. It works really well. And the nice part with this too is, so as you're working, right? So obviously this thing's following me right now. But just say I'm like, you know what, I wanna, let's go over here, just because I'll show you something. So it's like, I just kind of put this down, right? And so now I'm just talking and like pretend I'm over here, I'm like doing something, I'm messing with a gate or whatever. And then it's like, all right, I'm coming over here and it's like, all right, this is, you know, this is where we keep our latches. You know, they're stainless steel latches. And then I'm like, all right, over here, you know, this is where it's like, all right, this is where our aluminum caps are and things like that. And the nice part is like, I'm able to just walk around, talk, not think about what I'm doing, not wondering if the camera's picking me up. I'm not worried about if you can hear me or not, because at this point, you know, this distance here, I'm probably, I don't know, 10 feet away. This distance, and it might lose me at some point. I haven't really tested how far I can get with this thing, but yeah, I can see that's still following me. At this point, I'm about 20 feet away. And so like, I'm able to just do what I was gonna do, right? I can come over here and it's like, hey, this is like lawn signs that we do, right? We do these free for our customers. The reason why we do them is because my job here is to help you guys get as many leads as you can and book as many jobs as you can, because the more fence you sell, the more fence we sell. It's a crazy concept, I know, right? So I'm just wondering why other suppliers don't do that too. But again, because for me, again, I'm not here for the money. I have to have my bills paid for. I have to make sure that we're profitable, but I have no problem leaving thousands of dollars on the table. And honestly, when it comes from like stuff like this and the way we package our orders, like I can come over here and kind of show you as well. So we'll flip this around. So this is an order that's put together. We went from wrapping the panels one way. Now they're all put together with the strapping machine. And so we have this, you know, protecting this. So it wraps down the center and then around as well. So like you can pick it up one-handed and like it's just easy. It's not falling apart on you, things like that. The reason why we did it is because we were talking to contractors and like seeing, hey, how can we improve this, right? And so anyway, what you'll see on this kind of stuff is that, you know, we have all this. We basically, because you're put in the post on, and there's a lot of weight, we end up putting these cardboard, oops, let me switch the server. So we put this cardboard pieces in between, and it actually stops the flexing. It's more important during the summer when everything's warm, but we still do it this way. And then if you can kind of make it out, so you can see that it's like a darker color in here. The reason for it is because between the top panel and the post, we end up putting paper there because we want to, you know, protect the material as much as we can. And then after that, we put this plastic material on top. We strap everything down, and then after that, we wrap the material to hold everything tight. And the reason we do it this way is because like we found that like if the material wasn't being installed right away, then like a bird might shit on it or, you know, something. So we started doing it that way. Again, it's more money, but again, if we think it's gonna build, you know, produce a better product, if it's gonna make you guys happier, it's just what we do. And that's why we got that one email the other day, which is that you can see in the emails or in the different testimonials and reviews that we get, you'll see them. So hopefully they put that stuff here. And you know, the one I talked about in another video, it was a guy that said they were going to use this for years. It's a bigger fence company. They finally tried this out. And so Maria, you know, my wife's asking for feedback and asking how everything is. And the review just speaks for itself. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's basically, we're awesome. Let's just put it that. Long story short. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I hope you guys are doing well. If you guys are in the Philadelphia area, you're looking for a supplier, we're here for you. If you are in the Philadelphia area and you're around on a Friday and you're just bored and nothing to do because it's slow, well, we do Contractor and Crew Appreciation Day every single Friday. We usually have breakfast and lunch. Last week, I think I forgot to do breakfast. We ended up doing like pizza and stuff like that. But it wasn't like your typical pizza. It's like this Mexican place that does pizza as well. So we had like, Actually, we didn't do birria pizza last time, but we had like cheesesteak pizza, and then there's this or I think they call it Don Pastor pizza. There was Hawaiian and some other stuff. So anyway, trying to think what else is going on. A lot of stuff got accomplished, I gotta say. So, and super busy, like crazy busy. Like I think it looks like springtime numbers. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I also think it's because we have a lot of these new contractors that are trying us out for the first time. And again, it's not even, before it used to be a lot of these smaller guys that, you know, which is fine. You know, we love the small guys, we cater to them. That's usually most of my time's being spent trying to help them as well, just because they're just learning the ropes and things like that. And then, but now we have a lot of these guys that have been in business for over like 15, 20, 30 years, you know, that are, you know, they're doing, you know, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a year in revenue. Whereas before we didn't get that. And I think it's just a combination of their current suppliers kind of like not doing what they can for them, that they should. And then the other thing is that they're hearing more and more about us and being like, at this point, like, let me just try them. So it's been working well. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you and see you tomorrow. Bye.